Hey guys, buckle up your seats and get ready. I have an epic result game to feature for you today. Spence in his SU12244. I just got up, I had my coffee. I just had a beautiful soft-boiled egg, and I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm trying to be healthy these days, guys. I love soft-boiled eggs. You know, just perfectly done so that the white is firm and well cooked, and the yolk is hot and cooked but not solid, just not runny. You know, not like runny eggs, disgusting, but not hard boiled. Right? It's a delicacy. It's just beautiful with a little bit of toast. You know. Yeah, I guess it's a family thing. My family has this thing with eggs. My dad, especially. My dad is just. I'll just tell you, as the game gets going here. Let me tell you this little story. My dad is. He's a pragmatic. Is that the right word? Like there's no bullshit, right? He's going fishing. I'm going fishing today. I got to get up at 4 o'clock. I got to be at the specific spot on this river at 4:45. That's when the fish start feeding. So I got to get up at 4 and get going. And you know, he gets up and it looks a little drizzly and cold out. Oh, okay, no problem. It's a little cold. What do? Most people would have gear, special Gore-Tex stuff that they would wear, right? No, not my dad. Oh, it's a little bit cold. Okay, I'll hard boil a couple of eggs. And I'd be getting up with them when I was younger. And, Dad, why'd you get me up? Do you want 2 hard-boiled eggs? No, I don't. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, Dad. He's going, no, it's drizzling out. You need some hard-boiled eggs. What? Okay, never mind. So he hard-boil a couple of eggs, and then we'd get going, and I'd be half asleep, and we'd get there, and we'd get our fishing stuff and our waders and stuff. We'd be hiking down the river, and I'd be freezing cold, right? Why are we fishing? It's drizzling. It's not. Oh, the fish bite. This is the best time. And what has he done? He's got 2 hard-boiled eggs, 1 in each pocket. And what he does is he just puts his hands in his pocket, these nice, warm, hard-boiled eggs, keeping him warm. Years later, companies invented the pocket warmers with special chemicals. No, my dad used hard-boiled eggs. So they stayed warm for like 2 hours, and he's toasty warm, that guy. You know, put your hands in your pocket on the hard-boiled eggs, warm up the fingers, keep fishing. Meanwhile, I'm like an invalid. I can't do anything. I'm freezing. And as a bonus, as the day wears on and things warm up, then he's got a snack. He starts eating his. You want one? I go, no, I don't want one. You've been fondling it in your pocket the whole. My dad knows what he's doing, right? My sister, on the other hand, oh, that's a different story. I was visiting a few years ago and visiting the parents, and made the mistake of staying at my sister's house. And I remember I wake up in the morning, and everything for her is stressful, right? Like she needs to have no stress in her life. And even like making breakfast is stressful. I remember getting up one morning and she's saying, well, you want something for breakfast? I can make some eggs and toast. Sure. How do you like your eggs? Soft boiled. Okay. And so what does she do? She gets some eggs out of the fridge. She puts a pan on the stove, fills it with water, puts the eggs in, and turns the element on. I'm watching this. Going, what are you doing? I'm making soft-boiled eggs. Well, how are you going to make soft-boiled eggs like that? What's the matter? I'm making soft-boiled eggs. Well, it's not going to work. How long are you going to boil them for? Well, for a while, and she has no idea, right? I go, well, it's not going to work. You have to time your soft-boiled eggs. What are you talking about? And we're having this discussion as the eggs are in the cold water that's slowly heating up on the stove. And of course you can't make soft-boiled eggs like that, right? So we're having a discussion. How do you make your soft-boiled eggs? Like, well, it's a very delicate process. What you have to do is you put water in a pot and you put it on the stove and you bring the water to a boil till it's a rolling boil. Then, ideally, you would have your eggs that have been removed from the fridge about a half an hour earlier, so that they're at room temperature. You would put the room temperature eggs into the already boiling water, and then depending on the barometric pressure and the elevation of where you live, and the size of the egg, you would become accustomed to how long you need to leave them in the boiling water so that they're done the way you like them. And that time would range from somewhere between 3.5 minutes at sea level with a small egg to over 6 minutes when you're at high altitude with a very large egg. There's a little bit of, are you following what I'm saying? This is, her eyes are glazing over and she's thinking, what the hell are you talking about? And as the conversation has gone, we've been talking about this as the eggs are in the water there. We have this kind of a quote-unquote argument discussion that lasts about 15 minutes. And then she proclaims, well, I think the eggs are done. And she pulls them out. And we have some toast. And, of course, I sit down and I crack open the egg. It's hard-boiled. I go, this is a hard-boiled egg. She's going, well, what's the matter with hard-boiled? Like, you asked me how I wanted them. I said soft-boiled. Well, you're so picky. Now you're like a chef, a connoisseur of food. You can't have a hard-boiled egg? What's wrong with you? So what? So the conversation switches to it. Not that, well, you don't know how to make a soft-boiled egg. Let's flip it around and say, well, what's wrong with hard-boiled eggs? That's not the point. And you know, in her defense, the only reason she does them like this is because she learned it from my dad, right? Because my dad is the guy who makes the eggs in the house, and he's a pragmatist. And when you put a pot on the stove with water in it, and you turn it on, and it's like going to start boiling, you do not leave it on the stove for 3 or 4 minutes until the water's boiling before you put your egg in it. Because that's wasting energy. Okay, there's a pot on the stove. Put some food in there. What are you running the stove top for without anything in it? Right? That's the so my dad doesn't know how to make a soft-boiled egg either. He always makes hard-boiled, and my sister learned this. Right? When you put a pot of water on the stove, and you turn the element on, if you don't have anything in that pot, you are wasting energy. That's why she does it. Right? She thinks, oh, I'm not going to leave the stove water on there for 3 minutes with nothing in it. That's a waste. And I explained to her, well, if you would leave the water on the stove for 3 minutes till the water is boiling, then you put the egg in the boiling water. My request was soft-boiled. It would only take you another 4.5 minutes at this elevation, judging by the size of the egg and the temperature of the egg. It would take 4.5 minutes to get the egg to my liking, which is 4.5 minutes in the boiling water and 3 minutes to get the water boiling. That's a total of 7.5 minutes. And I would have a soft-boiled egg, and you will have run the stove for 7.5 minutes. But your way, you put the water on the stove, you put the eggs in there immediately, and we've argued for 15 minutes. You have no idea how to make a soft-boiled egg, so you just want to make sure they're cooked, and it's taken 15 minutes, and I have a hard-boiled egg. So you've used the stove twice as long and used twice as much energy, and I have an egg that I don't really want. And she's looked at me perplexed. Little, eyelids fluttering, kind of confused look. And the only thing she could think of saying is, so what's wrong with hard-boiled? What if I like them hard-boiled? You're my house. You can't have food the way I like to cook it? You always have to have it your way? No, I don't always have to have it my way. You asked me how I would like them. I said soft-boiled. Okay, fine. She freaks out, has a fit, says, all right, these are hard-boiled. I'll have 2. We'll save 2 for later. Go ahead and make your own eggs. At this point, she's already taken them out of the water and dumped the water out. I say, okay, you can save those. They're hard-boiled. That's a good point. I'll make my own. So I pour new water into the pot. I put it on the stove. I turn the element on. And I wait for the water to start boiling. I get 2 more eggs out of the fridge. Not more than 30 seconds goes by as we're standing in the kitchen of the new pot on the water. The water's just, I'm waiting for the water to boil. And she's getting agitated. She's getting a little... you can tell she's uncomfortable about the whole thing, and she looks at me and says, "How long are you going to leave that on? How long are you going to leave that on?" I go, "I'm just waiting for the water to boil, and then I'm going to put my egg in." Well, why don't you just put it in now and estimate how much time you need it before it? Because she can't, she can't watch the pot on the stove with the water heating. Well, there's nothing in the water. Why isn't that a waste? No, I'm waiting for the water. Have I not explained it to you? She can't control herself. She's staring at the water and almost vibrating. Like it's something that's, well, why can't you just put them in now? And maybe it'll take you like 7 minutes in total if you put them in now while the water's warming up. You just have to figure out how long. Isn't it a waste to just have the water boiling? No, this is how you do it. If you Google how to make a soft-boiled egg, it will explain it. Oh, Google. Google knows the answer to everything. Yeah. Yeah, so at this point I realize, okay, there's no winning, right? I just turn off the stove. I put the two new eggs back in the fridge. She's made 4 hard-boiled eggs. Like, okay, I'll just eat the hard-boiled eggs. It's no problem. And and then she's happy, right? We're sitting down. I'm having a piece of toast and some hard-boiled eggs. I don't want hard-boiled eggs. She's chowing down. She loves them, right? She's forgotten about the whole incident. She looks at me and goes, these are good. Wow. I make a mean hard-boiled egg. Might be better if a soft-boiled could be good, but I like them like this. This is great. This is wonderful. And, yeah, breakfast. Breakfast at the sis's house. Yeah, that's it. Oh, wait, just a second here. Kolobyanov's medal, awarded to a player who stands alone versus 5 and wins the game. Spence. I guess he did that. I told you at the beginning of the video that I was going to show you a game with an epic result. Kolobyanov's medal, that's pretty epic, right? I mean, I didn't say the game would be a good game. I said the epic result. Guys, it's like you can't just throw the egg in the water and turn on the stove and expect it. You have to be precise. I was precise. I told you at the beginning. Epic result. I did not say it was going to be a epic game. Right? Story made up for it, though, right? It was a hell of a story. All true, by the way. Completely true. Everything I tell you guys is completely true. Usually.